I just looked at the internal supply chain mapping and raw teardown data for the BYD Seal 07 EV, known in overseas markets as the Sealion 7. What I found inside this car is absolutely terrifying for any legacy automaker on the planet. I need you to forget everything you think you know about global automotive manufacturing. Forget the traditional ideas of brand loyalty, and forget the idea that Western companies have a secure technological moat. The data I'm looking at proves that legacy auto is already dead. They just haven't realized it yet. Right off the bat, let me hit you with a number that should send chills down the spine of every executive in Detroit, Stuttgart, and Tokyo. When the BYD Seal 07 EV plugs into its 800-volt architecture, it can charge from 10% to 97% in exactly 9 minutes. 9 minutes. To put that into perspective, if you take a Tesla Model Y, the gold standard for Western electric vehicles, and put it through the exact same 10 to 97% charging curve, it takes 75 minutes. That is not a minor incremental upgrade, that is a total paradigm shift in the fundamental physics of battery management. And when you trace how BYD actually achieved this, you uncover a ruthless, vertically integrated war machine that is currently flooding Europe and Australia, generating profit margins of up to 35% on overseas sales, all while undercutting local competitors by tens of thousands of dollars. For years, the Western automotive enthusiast has been fed a specific narrative. We were told that Tesla's 4680 cylindrical battery cell, using a high-nickel NCA chemistry, was the absolute pinnacle of energy density and performance. We were told that the Chinese approach, relying on lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, was cheap, heavy, and only good for low-range budget cars. But a recent teardown by a top-tier German engineering team just completely shattered that illusion. I dug into their comparative analysis between Tesla's 4680 cell and BYD's second-generation blade battery, which is the beating heart of the Seal 07 EV. Here is the core logic of what they found. Tesla pushed the energy density to the absolute limit, reaching roughly 290 watt-hours per kilogram. But to do that, those cells run incredibly hot, and they are expensive to manufacture. BYD took a completely different path. They looked at the battery not just as a chemical container, but as structural engineering. With the second-generation blade battery, they introduced a lithium manganese iron phosphate chemistry, adding manganese to the mix, and utilized a silicon-carbon anode. They packed this into a honeycomb structure using cell-to-body, or CTB, integration. This bumped their energy density up by 25% to around 210 watt-hours per kilogram. Yes, that is lower than Tesla's raw cell density. But here is the massive catch. Because the blade battery acts as the actual structural floor of the car, the pack-level space utilization shoots past 60%. Even more devastating is the thermal efficiency. At a 1C charge rate, the blade battery generates exactly half the heat of the 4680 cell. Half the heat means you don't need a massive, heavy, complex cooling apparatus dragging down the vehicle's efficiency. It easily survives a 500 degrees Celsius thermal runaway test. And because BYD controls the entire chemical supply chain, this battery costs a full €10 less per kilowatt-hour to produce than the Tesla 4680. In a 60 kilowatt-hour pack, that is an immediate, unbridgeable cost advantage before the car even hits the assembly line. But the battery is just the foundation. The real magic, and the reason this car is accelerating 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.2 seconds with a staggering 530 horsepower, lies in the E-Platform 3.0. Or, if you are looking at the top-tier European model, the EVO architecture. I want to talk about BYD's 8-in-1 electric drive system, because this is where the traditional Tier 1 supplier model goes to die. Legacy automakers buy their motor from one guy, their inverter from another, their battery management system from a third, and then they pay engineers millions to stitch this Frankenstein system together with heavy copper wiring. BYD designed and built all 8 critical powertrain components in-house, fusing the vehicle control unit, battery management system, inverter, motor and transmission into a single, hyper-compact block of metal. By eliminating the external housing and heavy wiring between these components, BYD saves 20% in raw manufacturing costs and drastically reduces the weight of the car. Their electric drive system is 33% cheaper than the global industry average. Let that sink in. 33% cheaper while delivering over 500 horsepower and supporting a 300 kilowatt charging peak that works flawlessly even at minus 30 degrees Celsius, thanks to an integrated heat pump that scavenges waste heat from the high voltage system. When you start to map this out, you realize you are not looking at a car company. You are looking at a closed-loop tech monopoly. BYD is manufacturing roughly 75% of the core components for the Seal 07 EV internally. They own the lithium mines. They own the company making the battery diaphragms. They manufacture 80% of their own IGBT power semiconductor chips, buying them for 60% less than what imported chips cost. They even manufacture the infotainment screens and the custom acoustics, and because they don't have to pay a profit margin to Bosch, Continental, or Magna for every single part, their total vehicle cost is 37% lower than a legacy automaker trying to build the exact same car. A recent UBS teardown confirmed that the BYD Seal costs 15% less to manufacture than a Tesla Model 3 built in Shanghai, and an unbelievable 35% less than a Volkswagen ID series built in Europe. So what happens when you take a vehicle with superior charging tech, hyper-efficient structural batteries, and a massive cost advantage, and drop it into Western markets? Absolute slaughter. Let's look at Europe first. The European Union has been trying to protect its domestic auto industry by slapping tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, with BYD facing an additional 17% on top of the base 10%. But BYD is already playing three-dimensional chess. To bypass this entirely, they are aggressively expanding a massive production facility in Hungary, which will be fully operational by 2026. Any car rolling off that line is legally an EU product. Zero punitive tariffs. I looked into their local supply chain in Hungary. They aren't just assembling shipped parts. They are actively contracting over 50 local Hungarian suppliers, targeting a 50% localized procurement rate. They are even partnering with the Austrian steel giant Voestalpine to supply ultra-premium green steel, cutting logistics costs by 15% and slashing carbon emissions. And for the parts they do need to ship from China, BYD literally went out and bought their own fleet of roll-on roll-off cargo ships. They built their own navy to bypass global shipping cartels, dropping ocean freight costs by up to 20%. Because their base manufacturing cost is so absurdly low, BYD can price the Seal in Germany at €39,900. The heavily subsidized local champion Volkswagen ID.7 starts at €53,000. BYD is pricing a vastly superior, faster charging, structurally safer vehicle almost 25% cheaper than the hometown hero, and BYD is still pocketing a 28 to 35% gross margin on these overseas sales. Now look at Australia. This is the ultimate testing ground because Australia has no domestic car industry to protect. They charge a flat 10% tariff on all imported cars. It is a completely open arena. May the best car win. And what is happening? In a very short time, BYD has captured 25% of the entire Australian EV market. By April of 2026, their overall market share hit 8.3%, making them the second best-selling auto brand in the entire country, right behind Toyota. Aussie consumers don't have a legacy brand filter. They look at a Tesla and they look at a BYD, and they see two foreign tech products. But when they see the Seal 07 EV offering over 500 kilometers of WLTP range, ultra-fast charging, and premium interiors for a starting price of roughly $54,000, the math makes the decision for them. The order books for BYD's lineup, including the Sealion and the Shark pickup, are backed up for months. This level of global dominance doesn't happen by accident. It is backed by an intellectual property fortress that is frankly hard to comprehend. By the end of 2025, BYD had filed over 71,000 patents globally. That is 15 times the patent portfolio of Tesla. BYD is being granted 20 new patents every single day. That means every 1.2 hours, a new piece of national-level certified technology is born inside their R&D labs. They spent over 63 billion RMB on research and development in a single year. Legacy autos simply cannot outspend, out-engineer, or outprice this machine. The competitive landscape has permanently changed. The Seal 07 EV isn't just a new model, it is a declaration of asymmetric warfare. Legacy brands are currently fighting a war they mathematically cannot win because they are structured to profit off internal combustion engines and outsourced supply chains. BYD is structured to extract margin from the raw earth to the dealership floor. This level of granularity is just the tip of the iceberg. To access the full BOM breakdown and Tier 2 supplier list, apply for institutional access at vaultchina.net. For procurement teams and strategic buyers, mapping the Chinese supply chain is only step one. Sourcing is where the margin is won. Vault China provides direct, on-the-ground due diligence, supplier vetting, and manufacturer matchmaking for international firms looking to bypass middlemen. To secure direct, verified sourcing channels for Chinese hardware and components, apply for the custom sourcing program at vaultchina.net. Subscribe to master the world's fastest-moving tech market before your competitors do.